Yo!
We're here with this game, the Stadia. You know about that thing that a lot of people bought and like?
Are we okay? I
When-
was gonna say I don't know how long this sits here before.
When did you record this? 31 degrees?
It was like
Man, it's already
3
been
weeks
like
ago.
Huh.
it's like March 20th or something,
Rip.
and it's already like almost 80. I hate summer, dude.
It got very hot today.
Look at that Stadia logo.
Yeah, but it's only one day. Tomorrow it's back to like 50 something.
Good, thank God.
22 degrees colder than today.
Good.
High
I wish it was
51.
22 degrees. Actually, probably not. Actually,
This is Gylt.
50 is like my perfect.
Gylt Part 2. And Nick is ready to show... Oh, by the way, just like the first one, this is pre-recorded because my house could not handle
The power of the Stadia.
the power of the Stadia. The fact that nothing is downloaded, everything is streamed. I couldn't do that.
This morning I stayed up till midnight to buy Doom Eternal on Stadia.
And even the Stadia has stupid release date embargo things.
Even the Stadia.
On the other side.
What a dumb first move. Stop watching, everyone.
Yeah, you probably should. I'm kind of an idiot. I forget what I'm doing.
What is that, a napalm bomb?
Batteries. And my inhaler.
Wait a minute, you're a little girl. Why am I watching this?
I don't know.
Get out of here.
Because I'm a little girl.
Yo, can you play billiards?
No, I can only
Well,
play
0 out of 10, sorry. This game
snooker.
sucks.
Ooh, there's arcades. But how can something like this happen in something awesome like an arcade? How? Why?
That's a good question. I like the carpet. It looks like Space Invaders and stuff. I want that carpet in my
Why is your flashlight made of ectoplasm?
Yeah, Nick.
Isn't yours?
No. I don't work for the FBI like you do.
I was hiding from that guy.
Games.
There's games everywhere.
Should play Spaceship. I think that was one of them.
That's actually my favorite game. They broke the glass on that one.
Space Quest.
It's just like the 80s and everything being space. Remember the 80s?
Oh, yeah. See, if I were you, I would just be reading the names of these games.
Hey,
Continue.
Nick, have you ever watched Base Pixels?
What?
Did you ever watch the movie Pixels?
Is that the one with Adam Sandler?
Yes.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Why haven't you
Spear
experienced
Quest?
pure Kino?
Should I watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched
Yes.
Ready Player One.
I did not watch that either. Gravitational? Seemed like something like that.
For some reason, yesterday, and a little bit today, I was like, I'm going to watch the original trilogy of Star Wars again. And I watched it. And it was good.
Based.
Except for half of episode 6.
Not based.
Half of it. Okay.
Actually, more like only 25% of it's bad. But everything with...
Everything about Endor, the Forest planet, is good.
you think so? I like the fights on the... I can't even formulate words right now.
Endor, the Forest planet with the
When they're fighting on the crafts.
Ewoks.
Yeah, the Ewoks suck, but like the...
No way! Fight me.
Okay, I'll fight you.
Nick just likes things made to be
I
toys.
like teddy bears that they suck. Whoa.
What's it gonna do? Does it jump at you?
It shot goo at me.
No! What are you trying to do? Just like...
Did this game become another kids horror meme game, or did it not hit that target demographic?
So, ask yourself this.
Does Ferris know it?
What 8-year-olds have a Stadia?
I guess that's true. But I mean, most kids usually just watch whatever PewDiePie or Markiplier's
a lot of
play.
that stuff ends up being available on console. Like, obviously, well, I guess that's true. Once it becomes popular, it becomes on console. That's a good point.
This is coming out on console too. It's only a timed exclusive.
You don't.
Oh, did you see that arm going through
clipping?
it?
You really don't want to like. You're like.
How embarrassing.
You don't want to say negative points about the Stadia, because I was about to buy a Stadia today because this is an exclusive, but now that I know it's just going to be on everything else.
What? No. Buy it on whatever platform you want, bro.
I'll buy it on the Stadia.
There you go. If that works for you.
And it'll be like... That's it trying to play.
Is that GameCube? Uh-oh.
Pretty spooky.
Those handprints are pretty cool, though.
It leaves like.
You know what game that's awesome that has handprints and footprints? Death Stranding! Nick, when are you going to LP Death Stranding?
The whole thing.
Let me borrow a PS4, and I will.
We could do the time we normally have for LPs each week, which is
let's
like...
see. Nick gets an hour a week. He usually only comes once a month.
Every other week, you dingus.
What? That's not true. I guess every other week, maybe. Okay, so let's say you do
What I
2
have
hours a
saved.
month. Death Stranding is 80 hours long. Well, actually, probably more like 50. So, that'd be 25 months. It'd only take you 2 years.
Yeah, see? Easy.
Even if we gave Nick all 2.5 hours that we do LPs every week, it would take... You said it's like a 50-hour game?
Yeah.
It would take 25 weeks.
If you do all the side quests, probably more like 80 to 100.
So we could do Death Stranding only for like 6 months?
That'd be cool.
Why are we not doing this?
Base Norma Reedus. Oh wait, he barely even says any words in that game. Why'd they hire him? Oh, just for his person to put him on the box art.
What's a Death Stranding speedrun like?
I don't know.
Don't turn on the game.
Does anyone do it?
I mean, I guess if you skip every cutscene and you do the bare minimum,
Oh,
maybe it's not
God.
that hard.
Look at that thing. What's it doing?
Well, that was rough.
Was that the Stadia being
Stadia
based?
had a little bit of trouble there.
I think it was my recording. I don't remember that happening, but in the gameplay, I don't remember that happening.
Look, how many copies of Space do you need, dude?
I don't know. They are fully packed.
They have like a bunch of like them on the floor. They have a bunch of them they're working on. It's like
They have a ton of space.
Remember back in the 80s and 90s when like things were reasonably priced and you could just buy a bunch of stuff? And like the economy was good, so you'd make your money back.
Like nose candy.
so. I wonder back in the heyday. So like nowadays, like an arcade, obviously arcades aren't as big as they once were, but they have like 40 years worth of games to go through, you know, so you can kind of pick and choose which ones you like and whatever. My question is, like, say in like 82, something like that, before the video game crash, how many like cabinets of Pac-Man or whatever would they have in? Would they have like 3 or 4 in each arcade just to be like, you know, your choice is like 25 good games. You know what I mean? Be curious to see.
I wonder what something like that would cost brand new.
I don't know what it would be like literally in early 80s money, but it would be like 2,000 to 3,000, whatever the equivalent was back then. Maybe like $1,000, something like that.
Yeah, I was about to say like maybe $1,000 for 80s arcade machines.
That's one of the things that I don't understand how it's profitable. Like places like the bowling alley near us, they just like redid their like entire arcade and stuff, and they don't buy the machines. They like lease them or whatever. So I guess when they're done, they just, you know, send it back or whatever. But like even at like $1 a play, like some like the Jurassic Park and Walking Dead sit down games are like $8,000. You know what I mean? And it's like to like buy outright, and it's just like, how do you make money from that? You know? I
don't know. I will say if you're
What
talking
would
about
you
the bowling alley that's right next to my house, that place is packed literally constantly.
That is true. Especially since they closed the other bowling alley around here as well.
Whoa, you take damage just from the light?
Yeah, that one when it notices me.
Well, luckily he completely forgot about you.
Wait, is that an inhaler?
Yeah.
That's such a cool, kind of unique healing item.
The best weapon against monsters is distance. Whoa. That's apt for right now.
The best offense is running the hell away.
Emily's being used as bait. For me, there's nobody else in the whole town. Just monsters waiting for me on every corner.
This is essentially Silent Hill Shattered Memories now that I think about it.
This is a huge prank designed to mess with me.
Specifically Shattered Memories.
This is
the
how I
goat.
live my whole life.
What, Silent Hill Shattered Memories?
I don't know what that is.
You literally did not see me at any point play Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
Yeah, you gotta watch the LP of that.
I played it like
Kino.
I played it like 2-3 months ago. It was the
that
Wii,
game is a masterpiece.
it was the
no
Wii
flaws.
one where every time enemies appeared, the world turned to ice and then you had to run away.
I don't remember
And you
that.
kept visiting a psychiatrist who would ask you like really weird questions.
Oh, I do remember that. Okay.
I was like, I would understand you not seeing obviously every part, but like
I remember the psychiatrist.
it would have been weird for you to not see a single part. Well, that game is pure Kino. It's just about as good as it gets.
Being legitimate, that game is incredibly forgettable. Other than the psychiatrist.
Now, what does Kino mean?
Oh boy.
Ooh.
It's the, if I remember correctly, the German word for film,
I can't go
like a
down there with all that
essentially
sewage.
meaning like excellent film.
Yeah.
So she said sewage, but what she means is doo-doo water.
Nice.
There's just a bunch of doo-doo down there. Just doo-doo to the left.
And this
Can you
game,
actually see?
Yeah,
Doo-doo.
You see the doo-doo floating? There's some floaty doo-doos.
Where
And-
are they?
this I forget what I was just saying. It's all over
Shattered memories. And doo-doos.
my brain. But yeah, this game is essentially Shattered Memories.
You were explaining Kino?
Oh yeah, Kino. Kino just means excellent film. It means like film as art.
And obviously, whenever I say it, and usually when Spencer says it, 90% of the time it's ironic. But
Nick, here's the deal. So, on the lowest end of the spectrum, you have a flick. Like, a flick is like a popcorn flick, like Transformers or something like that, where it's just like very surface level.
Never seen it.
Then you have, or like any Michael Bay kind of just Fast and the Furious, whatever, anything like that.
the new Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Honestly,
watch any of
I don't watch any movies.
most Marvel movies, there's a couple exceptions, but most Marvel movies. Anyway,
I watched Detective Pikachu.
then you have
Yeah, that's a flick.
then you have a
Yeah.
then you have a movie, which is like kind of in between. It's something that might like it's not super formulaic, but maybe Detective Pikachu might be like a movie. It's like, oh, good movie, you know, kind of thing. Nothing crazy. Then you have a film. Film is something like something that's very well made but doesn't like change the bar, you know, something that's like very good but maybe not like super memorable. I'm trying to think of an example, like
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head either.
but like it's like something you're like, oh, it's pretty good, but it like didn't like change the way you like think about movies. Then you have Kino. That's something that's just like pure art and like really changes again the way you think about movies. Like off the top of my head, Kino would be like
What?
the movie
Does that mean-
Seven or Inception or Memento, Interstellar.
The Sultan.
Do you like Inception that much?
Well, you don't have to.
I guess it did.
You don't
change the
necessarily
game.
have to like a movie to think it's Kino.
Yeah.
You can realize that it's like very like
Emily, are you there?
arty and good.
What is this place? This can't be my school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now I'm on the second floor of the school,
Based.
and there's
This actually looks pretty cool.
books and filing cabinets, and you know kids love filing cabinets.
They're all about them.
That's a weird quartzy rock thing that reflects light in one direction and one direction only, no matter which direction you shoot it from.
Where do I get one of those?
You poop one out.
Dang.
Nice.
It's been
Right
been,
there, see?
Wait,
been unlucky
Is
so
it
far.
is it a huge kidney stone? Is that how I get one?
Gallstone, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Based.
And if you don't have,
What? And literally poop on the chalkboard?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
heck yeah. If you don't have, stones in your bladder, are you even living?
Why is this game all about poop?
Because all
Is
the
that the
games
theme?
are about poop. Doo-doo's funny. Is that just me?
I think these books are funny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I can't read.
Oh, just earlier today you were saying how much you read.
Gotta say,
How you
I'm
know
a little too
authors?
sophisticated for toilet humor, as you call it.
I did mention,
Taps knows.
two
Taps
authors.
glasses.
Which
I,
is...
I find it shallow and pedantic.
Yes, indeed. I'll name authors too. James Joyce. Dean Koontz. That's the only ones I know.
I've never heard of any of those.
Yeah? I'm gonna throw another one at you. Stephen King.
Let me throw one at you. Stephanie Meyer.
I've literally never heard of that person, unfortunately.
Let me throw one at you. Alice Robertson.
There you go.
Literally made up name.
I got one for you. Mary Shelley.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Okay.
It's one of those weird ones where, like, you know how, like, Dracula is, like, always called Bram Stoker's Dracula? It's the same thing for Frankenstein. It's always, like, Mary Shelley's
Shelley's
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
No, I never read it.
Which is, like, I guess it's because they're such short titles. Like, no one's like, F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby. You know what I mean? It's...
As always.
Maybe it's also because, well, I mean, yeah, all the other people created their own characters, too.
Out of the blue.
Yeah, it's always Mary Shelley. Even, like, the video game for Frankenstein, I think on Sega CD is called, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Same thing with Bram Stoker's Dracula, actually.
Emily? Oh no. Did it hear me?
It did.
Weird that going around yelling when there's monsters all around doesn't always turn out perfectly.
Jason!
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 I played that game
Jason!
a couple years ago, and I was just like, yes.
You actually
Yes.
replayed it?
Yes. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I literally just watched a playthrough for that. I forget. But
Jason!
I do remember seeing it again, and I was like, yes,
I
yes,
just want to play the first
yes.
5 minutes again.
Jason!
What game is that?
Heavy Rain for PS3.
Oh.
So the game is very well acted. It's one of those games where you play it one time for the experience.
I actually think it's, what's his name? David Cage? No, wait. Who's the director of
Johnny
those games?
David Lynch? No.
No, it's not David Lynch.
Oh.
I think it's David Cage.
But anyway, so it's a very well acted game that it's like one of those movie games where it's all based on story and voice acting and stuff. Poop. It said poop. It literally said poop on the ground.
Doo-doo.
Wow.
Emily?
Anyway, so
Yeah, David Cage. Okay.
they made the interesting choice of using French actors for like literally every voice for this game that takes place in like Boston or New York or something like that.
Huh.
So like sometimes you just like they'll say something and it'll just have like a weird accent because
Yeah.
they're like all French actors.
It's usually okay, but I definitely do think Heavy Rain is David Cage's like best game, but that's not a very high bar.
Yeah. I'm gonna do Indigo Prophecy at some point.
Indigo Prophecy, like the first like 40% is pretty alright, but yeah, it jumps the shark.
Then the
It becomes
so yeah, early
Pure
on in the
Kino.
game, the main character, whose name I forget, loses his son in like a mall, and there's this prompt that comes up.
rap.
You press X, and he says Jason, which is where this meme "press X to Jason" came from.
Yeah.
And like you can press it like literally every 2 seconds, and he's like, "Jason,
Yeah, and he says it really
Jason,"
weirdly.
and it's very weird. So like already people like to make fun of games who like have like movie games. They like to make fun of them for not being games because they're like, more movies than games. So
Yeah, it's like the worst of both worlds. It's QTEs, like press X to do something stupid, and then movie games.
So you can't like, as a game like that, you can't give them fodder, or else people will just be like, "Hey, press X to Jason." And to be fair, it's super funny. Yeah, it's one of those games. I feel like once you know the ending, you're like, well, why would I ever play this again for any reason?
I also really like the LA Noire meme of press X to doubt.
Press X to doubt. I actually got about halfway through that game. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it seems pretty alright. I never finished it, though.
That must mean something.
I was very bad at all the interrogation. I would just always get it wrong. And I was like, cool.
What is that?
I only got like an hour or two into that game.
What LA Noire?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those games that it's like a movie. Whoa!
Jump scare.
It's a movie game, but also has gameplay too, so it's weird.
It's weird to drive in any game, let alone a Rockstar game, and be like the good guys. So like you almost want to just like, obviously you get in trouble if you like, hit people and stuff like that. So it's like especially weird to like
Man, I want that tube TV. That looked massive.
have to follow like traffic laws and stuff like that, which is like usually what you want to do. In game, not IRL.
Dude, look at that tube TV.
Amazing. Maybe I can throw something at it. I don't think I'll get into any more trouble.
So yeah, I just threw that can at the thing, and it didn't do anything.
Base.
I do like how they went out of their way to make the soda fizzle.
And then I did the exact same thing, and it worked that time because I pressed A at the right place. Excellent.
You go through a... Oh, God. That actually kind of scared me for one
It freaked me out.
split second.
I mean, this game is essentially the Batman Arkham City games.
It is.
You
very
just go
similar,
through
actually.
a lot of vents. Oh yeah.
Oomph.
Every good game has a ton of steam vents.
Yeah, why not? Uh-oh.
Whoa. Okay, so there's some boss enemy happening.
Now every normal enemy from here on out is just going to be very difficult. You beat this one. Did you beat this one already on your file? Like, I'm sorry, on your videos?
Yeah.
Oh. Neat.
Yeah, I have all 5-ish parts, whatever.
Man, I should do that. I should do everything pre-recorded and then record like 3 months of stuff in one day and be like, and then just do nothing forever.
Nice.
But that sounds really boring as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I just got done playing that Mega Man game for Game Boy, and if I would have pre-recorded it, it would have been like very not stressful, but at the same time, it wouldn't have been like exhilarating, like actually beating it and being like, yes, I did it live on video for the first try. Woo! I was gonna say live on stream, but that would not stream.
Yeah, there's definitely an element to... I think this game looks easy enough that you don't really need to play it live, but especially like more difficult games or more on-the-fly games like when I was playing Resident Evil, it's interesting to do it live.
Yeah, Nick. What?
I agree.
I did it.
Man, look at that. She should be a pitcher.
She should. She's amazing. So strong.
Hey, you shouldn't run.
It's another strange book.
Ooh. I put myself every day.
Remember, just pause the video if you want to read this. I'm pretty sure I didn't leave enough time.
Yeah, I tried to read it pretty fast, and it was not enough time.
Because reading is for nerds! Everything I screw up a couple times.
Look at all those missing peoples. What?
Why'd you turn the electricity back on?
Because I'm a big idiot and I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I want to see if I can electrocute these guys. And then he's already inside, so...
It also looks like he can out.
Whoa, what was that?
I don't know, I got a flashy light cube.
Oh, okay. Oh, you attacked the boils. What game does that remind me of? I want to say Dead Space, but I don't think that's what I'm thinking of.
No. A lot of games have bosses that are kind of like that. I'm not entirely sure. I will say that the combat is like very Alan Wake.
Like the regenerators in RE4 might be what I'm thinking of, but I don't think so.
It might even be a game I played recently, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, open that door. Oh yeah. Rip. 3 in here?
Did Revelations 2 have enemies that had specific weak points? No, I don't think so. Whatever, I'm not gonna think about it anymore.
Resident Evil Revelations 2?
Yeah.
Me and Parker have been playing the raid mode on Resident Evil Revelations 1, like off and on.
Is it fun?
It's pretty fun. So here's the weird thing. It's pretty much like going through the entire game broken off into like 30 separate stages. But it's like we're like, okay, why not just make the whole damn game co-op then? What's the point? You know what I mean? Because like some stuff's cut out, and obviously it's more like an arcadey kind of thing, but it's still pretty fun. We're trying to like unlock a bunch of stuff, and that's one of those games Resident Evil games love for you to like need to invest like time in playing in, and you're like, bruh, come on.
Just so everyone knows, the rest of this 3-hour video is going to be me trying to solve this puzzle. I cannot do it, and it takes at least 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, nice.
Yeah, just so you know.
That'd be cool.
If you want to not watch me fumble around...
Is it legitimately the rest of this video?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Like, I remember it taking a while. I'm pretty sure this is not right.
By the way, was there a reason why Parker deleted his Facebook account or whatever?
Just some stupid drama stuff that he was just like, whatever. So nothing.
I figured that was.
Yeah.
I love drama.
Just sick of Facebook.
Yeah.
Who could ever
I feel
be
like
sick of Facebook?
I feel like everyone, especially now, because there's no sports that kept us all together. Dude, Nick's literally gonna take like 20 minutes on this. It's awesome.
I wasn't kidding. This entire video.
Do you want us to skip ahead a little, or no?
Nah, I'm near the end now. Maybe.
Cool. Wow, that's involved. What did that do? Just lower that?
Imagine
Yeah.
any 5-year-old kid ever figuring that out ever.
I just don't think that this is made for kids.
I mean, I'm about 5 years old, give or take 28 years,
Nice.
and it only took me 6 hours to figure it out.
Yeah, he actually edited a lot out. Pretty much 5 hours of footage.
Yeah, so here it is, 3 a.m. We're finally finishing the Let's Play. Most of these tunnels don't actually go anywhere, which is kind of sucky.
That sounds cool. I want spring soft drink.
Get him.
These guys are so dumb. Oh,
What was that?
he saw me. It shows a,
Oh, okay.
like an after image. The last place they...
I thought it was whatever that little girl that showed up on the TV screen for 1/10 of a second as a late jump scare. Might have been.
That was
That
a
person.
mannequin. And they make a much larger appearance in the 4th area?
This is actually a pretty big area, kind of.
It is, and I actually have no idea where I'm going anymore. This is a good part. I forgot about all this. Then I figured it out. I hope.
Nick, I told you to do all that dope editing.
Yeah, that's one of the main problems why I couldn't like record something like super in advance, because anything that's more than like 2 weeks old in my mind just fades away, and I don't remember anything ever.
Yeah, not me. I'm like, oh, you gotta go right to the where it said poop on the floor, the doo doo.
Oh yeah,
That's where you go, the doo doo floor.
doo-doo floor.
Oh, I'm getting chased, and I'm just gonna.
I'm just thinking about I want to rewatch Alien. I don't
Pretty
know
damn
why.
good.
It's pretty good. It's scary though.
I do abuse the loading zones because the enemies don't follow you through them.
Use your inhaler, bro.
I don't even know what I'm doing here. I should have just ran. Instead.
Whoa.
That's the only place I was going, so why didn't I just run? I'm a doofus.
Makes sense.
One of the valves is missing.
Uh-oh.
Obviously.
Why is this the smartest child of all time?
I don't know. She knows the words for everything. I'd be like, I don't know.
If I was
thing.
like 10 years old or however old she is, I'd be like,
A valve.
what's this thing? I don't
can
know
use
how it
this.
works. And then I would die to a monster.
What's this thing?
So epic.
Fire hot.
Nick,
Turns out fire is
Nick.
hot.
you couldn't wait the half second.
Speed.
That's true.
Fevers.
Hey, you got the world record. For Gylt for Stadia.
That will definitely never be bested.
I might need this.
Okay, boss fight coming up. The boss is my own loneliness, and I lose.
What was she trying to accomplish by knocking on the window?
To get Emily's attention and say, hey, Emily.
Oh, is
run
Emily
away.
out there? Yeah, this thing's just a ripoff of William Birkin's design. Kind of.
This is clearly a science classroom.
Also, I wonder what its weak point is.
I've got to lead him to the water.
Probably has nothing to do with that eye on its shoulder.
Ain't got none.
What? Are you telling me it was the eye on the shoulder?
I'm pretty sure I did terribly during this fight.
Nice. And also epic. What a dumb idiot. He should get lost.
Yeah, it's like pretty hard to aim that stupid flashlight.
Yeah, it seems like it. Nice.
Kaboom!
Rip.
Look how fat that pipe is. Holy crap.
Would you say it's thick?
No, fat. Pipes are fat.
That's how, yeah, that's the word that I use for every pipe that I see. It's a fat pipe.
Girthy?
Not large, not anything else.
Thick diameter.
Well, that's a nice way of putting it. Yo, girl, you got a thick diameter.
What were you thinking? Like 1 month in the past.
I probably could have done that from the beginning if I just had like a lighter.
I shouldn't be celebrating that. Emily needs me. She's
It's been like 3 hours.
I know. We're almost done with this video, YouTube land.
Why is past his bedtime, bro?
I freaking know, but there's no school, so what are you gonna do?
I stay up until 11.
Yep.
I mean, Sammy will be up when I get home.
Especially when school is not up for a million weeks.
nice.
Was that the first boss you fought, or was that the second one?
I guess the
Rip. Wow, that took a lot.
the arcade guy doesn't really count as a boss. So I didn't really fight anything. You just have to avoid his gaze.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so that was the first one you like officially fought.
Yeah.
Look at all that places you've been.
Oh.
I think this is probably the end or very near the end.
Looks like it.
No, you know what? I'm making into the auditorium.
Yeah, you see what the video is titled?
I
It
hope she's still
says
there.
Gylt P2 ends at auditorium entrance.
Okay, I
Wow.
can't read that. That's way over there.
Also, the other nice part about having the videos like pre-recorded is we can just see the little progress bar at the bottom, and we're like, oh, that much time is roughly left.
Nick's old man eyesight can't discern those details, even though he uses glasses just like me.
It's true.
Honest to goodness, rough life.
Man, can't you wait for like 5 years from now when you're mid-30s and can't see anything?
I'm just gonna get LASIK at some point. Because now that it's non-invasive, don't care. Oh,
Okay,
that's it. Alright, guys, we'll see you
Okay.
next time with part 3, which
Bye,
is
sheets!
auditorium entrance to something else.
Ah.
Yeah. See you next time, lads and ladettes, and buy sheets and
Buy tons of sheets.
Other things.
But drive-through only.
They don't even have drive-through.
They do in Mechanicsburg.
Let's go to Mechanicsburg.
We're there, dude.